All right, good day again. Are you ready now for our next lesson? So we will continue the next set of the Southeast Asian countries that we haven't discussed. So start na tayo nang sa ganun mabilis natin itong matapos. Today we'll discuss about the remaining arts of the Southeast Asian countries. First we have Malaysia, we have Thailand, we have Singapore, and Vietnam, and so on and so forth. So, start na tayo. First we have Malaysia. The culture of Malaysia draws on the varied cultures of the different people of Malaysia. The first people to live in the area were indigenous tribes that still remain. They were followed by the Malays who moved there from mainland Asia in ancient times. Traditional Malaysian art is mainly centered on the crafts of carving, weaving, and silversmithing. There are two types of fabric design in Malaysia. In Malaysia, the states of Kelantan and Terengganu are considered the cradle where batik first flourished, reaching even Singapore's shores. There are two main types of batik that are produced there. We have the hand-painted and the block-printed. The hand-painted, the artist uses decanting a small copper container with one or more different size pipes. Then the block printed is done by welding together strips of metal to form a metal block. The metal block is then dipped into molten wax and pressed against the fabric to make a pattern. Here's one example of batik art from Indonesia. Similar ang mga patterns just like the batik art of Malaysia. Leaves and flowers in Malaysian batiks are incorporated to avoid the interpretation of human and animal images as idolatry. In accordance with local Islamic doctrine, this makes their batik look similar to that of Indonesia. We have another arts and crafts of Malaysia. We have the Wau kite. Malay is a uniquely designed Malaysian kite called Wau. Its wings are similar to an Arabic letter pronounced as Wow. This kite-making tradition comes naturally to Malaysian people, especially in the eastern states of the Malayan Peninsula. Here are some examples of the Wau kite from Malaysia. Let's go now to the sculpture of Malaysia. Relief sculpture is practiced today by artists and architects done with stone, marble, bronze, and many other substances. There are three main types of relief sculptures. We have the altiform, is almost completely carved from its surface, highly shaped with little of the structure touching if the base or plane will remove. We have the bas form. These are common as wall decorations on Greek or Roman buildings and are type mostly seen on the Colosseum. And last one, we have the sunken relief sculpture, an image that is carved into the surface rather than out of it. Next one, we have Singapore. The Singaporean art, more distinctive, its merging of the recognized European with the symbolism in beauty of Asia. The Merlion is a sculpture inspired by the story of how Singapore got its name, or the Singapura story. Before we continue, okay, let me share to you some famous quotes from Singapore's former leader Lee Kuan Yew. Don't change no to yes. Don't be a fool. If there was a good reason why it is no, it must remain no. But the man must be told politely. If you want to reach your goals and dreams, you cannot do it without discipline. So Guys and students, tandaan nyo yung mga sinabi ni Lee Kuan Yew. Let's go now to the fabric design of Singapore. In Singapore, the existence and use of batik has been recorded since the 12th century, but has receded in popularity through the years. Nowadays, batik is featured in as the uniform of flight attendants for the official flag carrier airlines of Singapore, Indonesia, and Malaysia. The sculpture of Singapore, the Sri Miriamam or the Sri Miriamam Hindu temple with sculptures of different images, is almost as old as Singapore itself. This was constructed and dedicated to the goddess Miriamam, who is worshipped for her power to cure diseases. Now let's go to this country where maraming tourist spot. We have maraming mga murang gadgets, masasarap na foods, and also maganda rin na magturo dito at mag-work. Especially, it's one of a good place to work, lalo na sa mga teachers. Okay, we have Thailand. Traditional Thai art is primarily composed of Buddhist art and scenes from the Indian epics. Traditional Thai sculpture almost exclusively depicts images of the Buddha. Today, Thai silk making is considered to be one of the finest arts in the world, a product of unique manufacturing process and bearing unique patterns and colors. The fabric design of Thailand. One of the famous is the Thai silk. Thai silk is produced from the cocoons of silkworms or Thai silkworms. It is mainly produced in Korat, which is the center of the silk industry in Thailand. Here are some examples of Thai silk in different designs. We have another arts and crafts of Thailand. We have the flying lanterns. They are made out of rice paper with a bamboo frame which contain a fuel cell or small candle. Ang tawag ng mga Thai dito is kumloy. We have another one, the Loy Krathong, is a traditionally festival with a small floating container fashioned of leaves. It is held every 12 full moon, usually in November. Of course, hindi natin pwedeng makalimutan or di natin pwedeng kalimutan ang sculpture of Thailand. Thailand is world famous for its sculpture that dates back 4,000 years. This famous sculpture in Wat Po in Bangkok is 46 meters long and 15 meters high. It is made of plaster on a brick core and finished in gold leaf. The feet are inlaid with mother of pearl. And we have Vietnam. Vietnamese art has a long and rich history. Clay pottery of the Neolithic age dates as far back as 8000 BCE. The root of the name Golden Bridge comes from its gilded railing frame. More than being a pure architecture piece, Golden Bridge has been asserting itself as a new symbol of Da Nang's tourism since the opening in June 2018. Here are the fabric design of Vietnam. We have first the Shantung Taffeta, is slightly thinner and less irregular, often used for bridal gowns. We have number two, the Bengalin weave, is a great-looking, thick-grained taffeta. It is durable, plain weave fabric that is characterized by widthwise cord formed by using fine warp yarns and coarse weft yarns. And we have the ebony satin, all natural lustrous silk hand woven in southern Vietnam and naturally dyed using ebony fruit pods. It was revitalized by the designer Vo Viet Chung. We have the golden thread silks. Were born in Vietnam. Many of our Vietnamese fabrics originated from Ha Dong, the center of weaving and sericulture, the silkworm production in Vietnam for centuries. Of course, hindi pwedeng mawala ang paintings. Silk painting is one of the most popular forms of art. It typically showcases the countryside, landscape, pagodas, historical events, or scenes of daily life. When it comes to sculpture in Vietnam, sculpture has been heavily influenced by the three traditional religions, the Taoism, Confucianism, and Buddhism. Dong San is the famous sculpture for its kettle drums. Vietnamese culture has been heavily influenced by the three traditional religions, just what I said, the Taoism, Confucianism, and Buddhism, which come from the neighboring countries like China and India. Among the famous sculpture are the one or 10,000-year-old carvings which can be seen on the Dong Noi cave in Vietnam. If you learned something in our lesson for today, please comment down and try to answer these following questions by typing your answers on the comment section or comment box below. Thank you so much guys for the continued support to my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button now so that you will be updated on my posts, whether it's art education, outdoor adventures, speed paintings about visual arts. So yun lang, and thank you so much, and may God bless us all.